Codex also advocates the forced antibiotics for animals, whether with feet, fin or feathers. A lot of people struggle with that. How far down the line is that, do you think? Do you think that is realistic?
Oh, it is absolutely realistic. We live in a society where there is extreme fear of diseases. We only have to look at the bird flu epidemic or pandemic that has been evolving over the last few years. It's less obvious in the media at the moment, but nevertheless it's ticking along. The concept of it being able to jump to the human genome and kill millions of people is theoretically possible, as it is with many other organisms. The one thing that we have forgotten to trust is the ability of our immune systems to cope. We've got so used to the fact that we need to be vaccinated to manage diseases that we couldn't possibly do it by allowing our immune system to develop naturally. And the same applies to livestock. We have become so paranoid that these diseases may develop in animals and then may transfer across to humans through the food chain that people are happy and are happier with the concept of filling these animals with chemicals that kill the microbes that have potential serious harmful effects on humans, rather than just allowing good hygiene and sanitation to exist around livestock, ensuring there isn't too much crowding so that the diseases are less likely to flourish, and then allowing healthy immune systems to be able to manage disease organisms that are there. And that is a great sadness from my point of view, because it means actually losing faith in nature.
Codex also advocates the irradiation of food at source. Could you talk to us a little bit about the dangers of that and how that could change farming to make it less hygienic, yet still end up with a so-called clean product at the end?
When we see a shift towards a series of guidelines and standards, as is produced through Codex, which is designed to facilitate and increase global trade, the inevitable requirement is to consider methods of preservation from chemicals through to irradiation that can knock out those things that would otherwise cause those foods to deteriorate. So the idea of hitting them with huge amounts of gamma rays, the 30 gray limit that is now being, or kilogray limit that is now being considered, is way above the level that is actually considered safe by many of the scientists who are actually looking at the issue of irradiation. And that's not to consider the way in which those sorts of irradiation levels knock out very sensitive elements, like some of the vitamins, and in particular the enzymes within those foods, rendering them much, much less nutritious for those people consuming them.
How close are the Codex Alimentarius Commission and Monsanto?
Monsanto, as one of the largest agricultural producers and biotechnology corporations in the world, is extremely involved with many different government delegations. Codex is an intergovernmental organization, so Monsanto fields itself not only through the international non-governmental organizations that represent trade within Codex, and of course they don't have voting rights, but they can certainly influence during meetings, but more importantly is the work that companies like Monsanto and Monsanto itself do between meetings in terms of influencing the views of the government representatives present at the Codex meetings. So there is no doubt that they have huge influence on the way that Codex operates.